And wait a minute, am I being insulted here?
I said I have a little penis and big balls.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me having little balls.
Your balls are perfect.
Okay.
So is your penis. You have to take my word for it. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Can anybody hear me? Hello.
Stop that. We're not live.
Oh.
When we're live. Stop.
Girth Mirth Bears on the PJ and Friends Radio Network, Dallas, Texas. The views and opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of this station, owners, management, and sponsors. If you find any content disagreeable, you may exercise your right to change the channel. And now, on with the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're on the RPJ and Friends Girth Mirth Bears Podcast. It is Friday, May 1st, 2020.
May 1st.
May 1st. We all survived.
3 days till the all ever important May 4th.
Yeah, the 4th be with you, which
May
is a
the
Monday.
4th be with you, yes.
And here in Texas, which they're reopening the state, we need all the force we can get.
And then the 5th is Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
So
Taco Tuesday.
Taco
Cinco de Mayo's
Tuesday.
on Taco Tuesday.
You guys have tacos every day.
Okay. Because they're delicious.
Yeah, keep going, guys. I got to do this real quick.
All right, my phone made noise. I thought I'd turn it. You know, when I turn these things down, they don't work. When I turn them up, they don't work. I don't get it. So, how's everybody been doing? Jesse, you said you could hear us, but PJ said we wasn't live. So I'm just going to determine that you were wrong.
No,
and
he can.
He can now.
No,
But
earlier you were live too. It's just I tried your mics live and I usually don't. But
well, last week I was talking before, or the last time before.
Didn't, but we do.
I need better instructions.
No, you guys don't follow them anyway.
Huh?
Nothing. Love you.
Yes, we do.
Almost bottomed over. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a Washington Brian or Brian Washington. I don't know if his name's Ford or backwards or Ford. Jesse heard balls and penis talk.
Talking about Steve.
Y'all wasn't supposed to hear that because I don't have anything. I don't know.
Don't look at me. I don't have
Yeah, I don't
anything
know.
either.
So what's everybody been doing? Anybody been binge watching any shows? Anything new out that we should see? Chris Hemsworth's got a new show or a new movie that just came out on Netflix yesterday. A few days ago. Whenever new shows come out, it came out a few days ago. I haven't watched it yet, but it looks really good. Action flick. You know, a white man goes into a foreign country and saves everybody's life.
Wait, but that you're talking about? Yeah, no, I saw one with the guy that played Superman.
Henry Cavill?
Yeah, there was one where his family was kidnapped in Spain or something like that, and Sigourney Weaver was in it. It was kind of like a James Bond sort of thing. It had Bruce Willis in it for a brief period of time as the dad, and then the agent who gets killed. It wasn't very good.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of that.
You know, that's probably why.
Right. Yeah.
There's a new series coming out. There's a new series coming out on the 4th of May, and I can't think of the name of it for love or money right now.
On?
HBO? Showtime?
Nope. Don't know.
Oh no, I have to stop thinking about it, but it looked interesting, so I'm going to try and watch it.
So The Rise of Skywalker will be out on Disney Plus on the 4th.
And then
I haven't watched it since we saw it in the theater a couple of times.
There's something else that, what is it? I know, I'm full of wonderful trivial information.
No, you're not. You just...
5.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to share the thing so we get more people. But you guys got to keep talking while I do this.
Jesse's rewatching Spawn, the
I didn't
animated series.
Yeah, I've been doing the Expanse.
You have been watching The Expanse. You're on season 3.
Yep.
I quit somewhere in season 3. I don't remember. I don't think I saw the end of season 3.
I think I saw the end of it last night, and then I'm gonna
going into season 4.
Yeah, although I did notice that the seasons aren't in sequence. It
What?
goes 1, 3, 2, 4 on the lineup down at the base of the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, Amazon Prime's a little weird. So I think did an update or something, because when Mom logged in earlier to look at something on there, I'm like, I didn't recognize the layout of how they had the options available.
So, in response to the our state opening up to the employment thing, you had a good thing. We were getting ready to make a mistake. I think we were going to go out to dinner. We were going to start patroning things. And as much as we'd like to do that, the smart thing is for us not to do that, because while the government's doing what they're doing, it's not. I don't believe it's safe. And your point was until the hospitals are opening up. Was it you who said that? Someone told me until the hospitals are opening up, I'm not going out.
Yeah,
and I think that's the truth. Until hospitals are allowing visitors.
That's what I heuld too.
So, and I think that's accurate, because here's the thing: if the hospitals are allowed, then they feel comfortable, that would be, I think, for me, the telltale sign. And the challenge you go out is not everybody has masks. And to be very honest, I don't think these little cloth masks that people are wearing are going to do a bit of good. It's meant to make people feel good because there's not enough whatever to go around, and it's not realistic. But then you got people out there that aren't as careful as they could be. And I guess we're part of that, because but we're a group of people that know each other. We don't go out like different people every time.
No,
it's a small group that we know each other. And I guess there's some people that would still say that we're risking it, but I think the risk is minimal, because we know, we
know each other's plans.
We're not. We are.
doing.
While we come across as crazy and playful and all that stuff, we're really not that far out there. So honestly, we're not. You are honestly very level-headed. You are very level-headed. You joke and you play, and you're very fun to play, and all this stuff. But in Junior being a nurse, he is definitely afraid of catching something, because he has congestive heart failure and he has all sorts of things. And the biggest worry for him is anything that might wind him in an ER.
Right.
And an ER, anything in the ER, I think you run the higher risk of getting something, even if you don't have it, because it's sitting there. Yeah. And for him, if he gets pneumonia, he believes it's a death sentence. And I kind of agree with him, because there, he got water in the lungs. All the things that go with being congestive heart failure. Yeah. And the sad part about it is, you mentioned that to people think it's always Walking Dead. Well, yes, his lifespan is, but people with congestive heart failure can live an awful long time.
True.
I don't know what their quality of life is, but there are things they can do, and so yeah. But to a lot of people, walking into anything medical related, I think you have a higher risk of running across somebody that might have it versus not.
Yeah, I've got an upcoming psychologist appointment that I'm going, oh God, how am I going to do this?
Right.
And I fall into that, and I found it hard to believe, but I fall into that category of high risk with being diabetic and high blood pressure and a compromised immune system and all that other crap. But I just really found that I'm in that risk group.
Well, so am I, because I'm diabetic. I have, and that's the other thing, the risk groups associated with this. Our governor only mentioned elderly, and oddly enough, they've not done anything to get those poor people out of the assisted living facilities, which it sounds to me like if they should leave them, and we should probably put them in a hospital where they'd get better care. Why that's not being done as like automatic, I don't know. But our governor didn't focus on other people when he did his announcement. Didn't mention other existing conditions or
pre-existing conditions
that made you weak.
So I'm fat and have high blood pressure, so
but
puts me at somewhat risk.
Do you have blood pressure? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any family history of stuff like diabetes or anything like that?
High blood pressure. That's about it. That runs in the family.
See, on my family side,
no heart problems. No.
Everyone in my family. My sister is relatively in shape. My brothers, they all smoke like freight trains. So my oldest sister, Donna, one of my older sisters, Donna, she passed away of something heart-related. I'm not entirely sure. and I know my mom had cancer and had heart issues, but it wasn't rampant through the family. So I guess I technically am, predestined or whatever, possible, have family history of it, but it's not like as far as I know, not everybody in my family had a lot of those things. Yeah. But that, it's a scary thing. You walk. Okay, we were talking just a little while ago. We were watching the news how those people with weapons that stormed. What was it? Michigan. And okay, I don't know if you've ever watched the videos on YouTube where people go and technically audit the police, where they go and they take pictures outside on public property and of course they want that confrontation and they want the police to yell at them, and they're right, they're 100% right to do what they're doing, and the cops are usually wrong, but the bottom line is you're basically picking a fight that just doesn't need to happen. Those guys, but here these guys are with actual AK with assault weapons inside. I think it was the second floor. The fact that they got in there, and I think, in my opinion, had it been another time, had this not been the hotbed of it is, had the police taken another stance and either shot or fired or done something to arrest them or something like that, it could have turned a lot worse.
To escalate it more, so it wouldn't.
But the thing is kind of like with Trump, does it embolden them to do more?
Yeah,
because now they've gotten away with it.
So now what's the next thing we can do?
Right. How can we push this? Because someone wants that to happen. Someone wants some sort of confrontation. See there, they were fighting for their rights. They're trying to take your guns, blah, 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 blah,
blah. Talking about deaths and dying and all that horrible fun stuff, there were 80 deaths reported in one nursing home on the 31st of March in Massachusetts. And all of those were veterans. And it's a veteran facility, and I just can't believe that they would allow 80 vets who have done so much for the country to pass with the virus and not do more for them.
Right.
So those of you who are watching, if you would, please share this link with people, invite people in to watch. We also want you to take a minute to go to Girth Mirth Bears Podcast.com. Also like our page, share our page. We would like to get more people involved and more people watching and stuff like that. So if you could, share it and invite your friends. It would help us out a lot. We'd like certainly to have a better audience than we do. And that's why I turn around when I start the show. I have to wait until certain links populate. Like on YouTube, to get the link that goes right to the video. I can get a link that goes to the page, but it doesn't always go right to the video. Mm-hmm. So I have to wait until the video starts, and then I turn around and copy the link and then insert it. So I've got my back to you guys, and it sort of leaves you two hanging. And I apologize about that, but I'm trying. It's hard to do. I want more of an audience and I want people to know we're here.
Well, speaking of audience members, let's give a shout out to two of them.
Okay.
Enchiladas for their wonderful food tonight.
Oh yeah. Well.
And Blues Barbecue.
Yes. Well, yeah. Blues Bar. Yeah, I don't know what I did with those cards they gave me.
Yeah, I don't know what you did with them either.
Blues Barbecue's got a 5-cheese smoked macaroni and cheese.
That is killer.
Fuck. And I want to try the beef ribs. They're only available on Wednesdays and Saturdays, right. And they say people drive from all over the state to get them.
They're a pound and a half each.
Mm-hmm.
So they're got to be pretty good
and
sized ribs.
They have Groupons. I don't know if the Groupons goes for those ribs though. Those particular ribs.
The Groupons are good for Tuesdays through Thursdays. So, Tuesday through Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the Wednesday they have them on Wednesday.
Okay. Well, that might work then.
Right. So when we bought the Groupons, it was $12 for $20 worth of food. The last time I checked, they're $15 for $20. You still save $5.
So we were talking about last week. Possibly there's a drive-in theater. How far is Ennis from here?
About an hour.
Possibly going to the drive-in theater.
The Galaxy Drive-In.
And seeing, I don't know, I think Junior wanted to see, what was the one he wanted to see?
Fantasy Island.
He wanted to see Fantasy Island, but there's another one, Trolls, is playing.
Trolls World Tour.
But I think I'd want to see, I saw Fantasy Island. It's more of a horror thing this time versus not.
Right.
So I kind of want to see that too. Apparently, they aren't doing like snacks or anything, so you can bring your own food in.
Stand is closed, right?
And the bathroom is emergency only. And with Junior, well,
he'd take his little piss urns.
I don't want to watch that. Do you want to watch that?
No, but he'll be in the front seat with you. So.
Thanks.
He's your husband.
I know that, but
it's just pee.
He'd miss it.
Yeah, well, it's his $50,000
car. Yeah, but but the thing is, so we're trying to find things that we can do, and since we hang out all together, and he's got this really nice car, I think it would would be interesting to see how that would work. You guys could make out in the back seat while, so we could bring our own popcorn and stuff and whatever, and mess up Junior's car.
Yeah.
You're gonna definitely want to put some plastic down on the back.
So anyway, that's what we were thinking about doing. I don't know if we're still doing that or not. And originally, at one point, we were also talking about going to Hunky's if their outdoor is open. But even then, that's still sort of, we don't know how busy it's going to be. We don't know if other people are going to respect the
6-foot distancing.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to be doing that. And so I guess we need to confirm him. He's not in here, obviously, Junior. I don't know why he's not in here, but I don't know. Maybe he's mad at me. I don't know.
You have tried to make him mad twice today.
Huh?
I said you've made him mad twice today.
I have not tried.
You've done it.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, well, I'll hear about it then.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I
didn't see it.
Yeah,
I saw the aha moment whenever you told him Carlos didn't hear.
Yeah, and I apologize. So here's what happens. Junior, when he gives instructions or directions or calls people, he thinks he's clear in what he does, and 90% of the time he isn't. And what often happens is he'll talk, the other person will be talking, and he'll be talking. And so they're talking over each other. And then you leave the conversation, and you're not entirely sure if they've gotten what you've gotten. Well, I challenged him today to call Carlos back, and of course Carlos speaks Junior. So, and I turned around and I said, "Oh, you an apology?" And he said, "Nope." But the thing is, I don't know if any of you have dealt with it, but sometimes it's not clear when you leave the conversation, or you think it's clear. What you think and what he thinks are two different things. And it's not a bad thing. It's not horrible and evil, but the thing is, it causes a lot of confusion.
Yes, it does.
And so here I am worried about, okay, we're basically finishing up dinner, and what if he walks in with his, who knows, truckload of food, and we're all ready, bedtime, going away. The restaurant's closed. But it, anyway, so you're right. That was probably one. I know it was an aha moment, but I think he was a little.
Yeah, he was a little miffed.
Was he miffed? Oh. But he got his little E today. That's a medium E though, really?
Yeah, it was a medium. They had one smaller than that. So Carlos wanted me to make sure everybody in the world knows that it was his idea about the drive-in, because it's very important that y'all know that Carlos thought of it first.
Ooh, Carlos had a thought first.
Did you know Carlos is looking at a house near you? You do that, right?
I do, but I think that one kind of fell through, so now he's looking at one that's pretty close to Steve.
Why did it fall through? Do we know?
The realtor or the landlord or whatever didn't show up, and then didn't return his call.
He's renting or buying?
Renting. Right.
Over in my neighborhood?
The one he sent me the link to yesterday was not too far from you.
Okay.
Probably a few miles or a mile or two.
Yeah, I'll have to move.
So he's got a pool.
Okay, I'll sell the condo. It's kind of like having my parents come in.
Really? You associate Carlos with your parents?
Well, sometimes, yes.
Please tell me you never called him daddy.
No.
So the good news is, did we know last time? Did we talk about? Were you engaged last time?
Oh no.
No.
So you guys are now engaged.
Yes.
We are.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
And I've you've come out of your shell. Usually before you were a little more reserved, but you're genuinely happy. I see you genuinely happy, which is good. And you too have been all smiles and dancing and giggling and playing.
That's brand new for me.
Not the dancing, but you've had you have a genuine smile on your face lately, which is really, really cool. And I'm happy for
Love
you guys.
Love you too.
You got great rings. I saw the rings. They're so beautiful.
Yeah. So he proposed. We're getting married. We haven't set a date yet.
So don't rush us, people. We haven't set a date yet.
So
but
Carlos,
they have registered on, and I looked at your list.
I haven't even seen the list.
There's a mixer on there, and then there's what else? Yeah, no. A like a Cuisinart mixer.
Cuisinart.
Apparently he's going to bake
for you.
make
for me, right?
Yeah. I'm going to bake.
It's a sex toy. I don't know.
I won't.
I haven't been baking in a while.
Penis-shaped cakes.
Penis-shaped cakes.
They have the pans. I've seen them.
But he didn't put a lot of, he doesn't have like a lot of high price items on there or anything. It's a lot more reasonable. They're not crazy. He's got some sort of cheese tray thingy and some circumcision thing. I don't know.
Yeah, that, and then there's pots and pans, and so I can circumcise him and cook it all at the same time. And
Wait, I'm already circumcised.
oh, damn! Oh, that's right, you are.
Apparently not enough. So anyway, but no, it was nice. It was cool. So I looked and it was easy to find. Just Steve Lusk and bam, there it came.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for what to get them, there it is. Let's see. Make sure people are talking. When is the bachelor party?
We don't know that yet either.
The bachelor party's every day for me.
Oh, Jesse wants to know if he's getting an invite to the wedding.
Don't even.
We don't even know who's getting invited yet.
Yeah, I know Michael's wanting to come from New York, and not Jesse. Y'all just want a reason to come here and get naked, right?
Well,
no.
So, what are you doing?
But bachelor party, I suggested a strip club, titty bar, but nobody else seems to be into that anymore.
No.
Well, I mean, you're
I
guaranteed.
do not want to see tits and twats. I do not want to see that.
They don't show you twats.
Don't
unless
you have a
tip
girl
them a little
dog?
extra.
What?
Don't you have a girl dog?
Yes. Trust me, I have to keep an eye on her.
Did you point at me?
Wait. What? What the fuck are you two doing? Wait, this is a whole new revelation. Wait.
It's called interspecies erotica.
Oh, that's so wrong.
It's a thing.
So it was blackmail. That's why you said yes. I'm going to show pictures if you don't marry me.
I've never been with the
It's a
black guy.
shotgun wedding. Tell me it's a shotgun wedding. It's a Texas shotgun wedding.
There you go.
So that's wrong. It's going to be catered by enchiladas.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about venue or
Don't worry about
Or
it yet.
date or anything. Yeah, there's just so much going on right now.
yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. Yep. And
I'm definitely wearing white.
And
No, you're not.
Hey, Teresa. Hey, sis. Do me a favor. You give me a call. 469-844-2207. I want to talk to you about my sister is like a first responder in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I want to find out what's going on in New Jersey as it relates to this. They've had some
They're
a lot
second
of
only
things.
to New
Right.
York, right?
They've shared some of New York's pain as far as the virus and stuff, and I kind of want to talk to her and get her here, just see what's going on with that. We won't go politics because I think she likes the other guy, which is okay. It's her thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm more interested in finding out because I know it's really taking its toll. So, hey, sis, if you're there, if you're still there, give me a call, 469-844-2207. If you don't, I understand. You just don't love me. That's what it is.
Yeah, I got aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff that are Trumpers, and we just don't talk about it when we're around each other.
See, I think we've been lucky, though. I don't know that I know of anybody that's had it or died of it. But I think, you remember, I was sick for a while. Remember, there was like from end of December through almost the month of January. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if I had it. Because it was the fever, it was the chills.
Well, you can get tested.
Yeah, you can call from your cell. If it's safe for you to do so, sis, whatever you can do, man. So I think I had it, and I thought I kicked it, and then I got it again. And remember, I told you I went to bed and I had the chills, and I called you because I was worried that I'm gonna die and he's not gonna take me to the hospital.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
And so, but my point is I think honestly I had it. Mm-hmm. I don't know for sure. I'm guessing.
We'll get tested and see.
Well, where?
Well,
And what's it going to cost me?
There's a lot of places now, and if you got insurance, you can get it for free.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my sister, she was really sick.
Well, you'll be able to hear us through your phone, and then when you go back, you'll be able to tune in. In other words, you'll hear us. I would turn your podcast off so you don't get an echo. It's like a radio station. And then, anyway, I don't know, babe, sis. Anyway, question. I don't know.
But anyway, my sister, we from all the things she told me that she had, and I was calling her several times a day, checking on her. I know I was annoying the shit out of her, but I was really worried. She got better, and then her and her husband got tested earlier this week or last week, and already got the results, and they said what she had was not coronavirus.
Well, then maybe because Junior.
So you can get checked and find out if.
Well, Junior went. Junior had something too, and we went to like one of those walk-in clinics, and they tested him for the flu, and I think he thought he had strep throat, and it turned out not that. But that was before anybody knew anything about this. Hold on. Hey, sis.
Hi.
Hi. How are you, babe?
Hello.
Good. Hi.
Hey, I was curious about you're a first responder, correct?
Well, yes and no. I was a first responder. Now I manage the office. I don't go out on the calls, but I'm very up on everything. And John's a paramedic part-time, so you know that.
Right. So, what, the media has been big on what's going on in New York and all that stuff. What's happened in your world? What's going on? How big of a deal is this? What kind of things are you running across? Are you guys picking up people that are positive or having to go to the? Just tell us what your experience has been,
and what your recommendations are as far as the stay home or safe to go out. What do you recommend?
Well, listen, we're in a densely populated area. We've had numerous deaths. I think my township is second in the state as far as positive COVID and deaths. We're answering anywhere from 5 to 7 COVID calls a day. We've had an entire nursing home have to be taken out and moved, and just about everybody from that nursing home has died. Wow. It's bad. It's bad. It's real. But, listen, social distancing is important, but I don't think people should not live their lives either. I mean, they're finally opening up our state parks tomorrow, and I just hope idiots still practice the right thing and not ruin it.
All right.
So.
Yeah, that's my concern here. As you know, we live in Texas, and our governor has opened everything up. My challenge with that, though, is, well, yes and no. The thing the president had said was a 2-week period where there hadn't been some sort of increase, and that 2-week period hadn't come and gone yet. I hope he's right.
You have to understand, we're testing more. We're testing more. So it's unfortunate that, right now there's more tests that become available. We're going to see a spike because the tests are finally available. Doesn't mean that it's any worse than it was.
Right.
Right.
So have any of your crews have any issues with it, or have you had any first responders?
Oh my God, I've had six employees. 6 employees came down with it. I've had a friend that was admitted to the hospital. I have numerous friends whose parents have passed from it. John has worked on positive patients. He gets notified whenever anybody he brings in that whether or not they were positive. So, we're in it.
Wow.
That's scary.
It is, but it isn't. I mean, if you practice, if you wash your hands, if you wear your mask, if you wash your food down, even the cardboard boxes, spray your shoes with Lysol. I mean, there's things that can be done. It's just a nasty virus. It's and anybody with a compromised immune system or people who are overweight, people who are diabetic, people who are, they do seem to be more prevalent to it.
Right. Yeah, I saw you posting the other day. I guess the reason I still thought you were out in the field is I think you said something, you were on a rig or something like that. You're in a unit or squad.
Well, I am. I work there. I run the squad.
So you're the boss.
In charge.
So,
yeah, I did. I had an EMT die from exposure too. So
I'm sorry about that.
We've had quite a few first responders have passed from it. It's just then we have a prison in our town, and that's atrocious. It's hard. It's hard to, and what's sad is you have 4 prisoners who are lifers that they actually utilize vents for, and you know what? I got a whole different set of an opinion on that.
Yeah.
They're in jail for life and they're taking up a vent.
Right. You're right.
So, not that any life is left, but that's kind of hard.
I do understand.
Yeah, totally. I'm agreeing with you here.
So, as far as one of the other things we were paying attention to is the news kept warning us about weather going that direction. Are you guys still on the tail end of winter, or are you guys entering spring? Is it warming up for you guys? So, in other words, is it becoming more appealing to be outside?
Hopefully tomorrow. We've had rain consistently. I think in the last month, I think we've seen 1 day a week that actually had sun. It's been nothing but cold, miserable rain here. But this weekend, Sunday, we're supposed to have sun and up to 72.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see. But the heat will help. But that's with any flu season. That's with any flu season. Once it gets warm, it kind of dies out.
Right.
You're going to see a resurgence in September, October. You'll see it come back.
Yeah, hopefully we're a little better prepared to deal with it then. Hopefully this new drug that they're testing, and they said possible vaccine by September, January.
I don't even know about that. I mean, yes, my sister works for Merck. She's on a team where there's 3 pharmacies are actually working together. Pharmaceutical companies are working together to get a vaccine pushed through. You have to realize a normal vaccine is 18 months to 2 years before it even hits the FDA. The FDA is on board to try to streamline this, but even with that, as you know, with any flu shot or anything, it's the strain. Is it going to be effective? Is it?
Right. Yeah, because it
it's
mutates.
A tough call.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Right.
Well, my hat's off to your team, because obviously they have to run towards the danger where most people go the other direction, and so that's got to that takes a lot of heart, and so certainly my hat's off to you guys. And I know just from what little interaction I've had with you, you're a very level-headed lady. So I'm sure you're doing everything to keep your people safe and making sure they're doing the most they can to make sure that they're as safe as they can be given the circumstance that we're facing. So hey, I love you. I miss you. Disney's closed until 2021, according to the Disney.
I heard that. That's crazy.
Well,
glad I went in January.
Yeah. So the good thing is I have an annual pass, which is, I guess, frozen until next year. So
I would think my sister has one. I'd have to check with her.
Well, according to them, they're gonna, they're you have an option. You can have them stop taking the payments, and then they'll pick up when they start making payments again, or they'll take the payment, but they'll for every month they're closed, they'll give you the equal month and later on. So, which is fine.
Oh, they put it at the back. Yeah,
that's my understanding.
I know initially when people were canceling their trips, that anybody on DVC, they were not honoring. But now I heard that they're going to have to honor it. How do you not?
Well, as a Disney fan now, you and I both know what it's like to go into Walt Disney World and your favorite ride is down for some sort of repair or upgrade. Well, once they reopen, there should be no reason everything isn't working.
Oh, I agree with you. Well, you don't know, because are they open? Are they having their employees in? You don't know what they're doing. They may have a skeleton crew.
Yeah, but they
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you, but you don't know what their as far as their maintenance. I would think that's be the first people to be brought back to make sure those rides are up and running. But even with that, there's a lot that they can't go on because of social distancing. I think you're going to see us practice that for quite a while.
I do too.
I think it's smart that we do, but I don't think that it's a reason not to live a life.
Right.
I mean, I personally wouldn't be flocking to Disney once it opens. I wouldn't be doing that.
No, I don't think people are going to do that. I think the world has changed, and I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
I think about. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Did I
sis.
lose you?
No, go ahead, sis. I'm sorry. I kept cutting you off.
I think, it's really hard for somebody who's in the medical profession, and I hear people screaming, Jesus Christ, why can't I go out? Why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? There's reasons we're not doing this. And there's a lot of things that I do agree with. And, everybody doesn't understand. Well, the governor set the standards for the state.
Right.
And, it's up to each state. Unfortunately, I live in New Jersey. I'm literally 23 miles from the city. So I'm hit double hard. I have a very heavy Jewish population, the Hasidic Jews, which is a county, they're in my county, are they in our county? Our county, and they don't follow any laws. They're doing what they want, and it's one of the highest, COVID issues, and, nobody's fining them, nobody's stopping them because they're in the governor's back pocket. And, that's tough. When
Right.
these people don't want to practice social safe precautions, and then they go out and food shop and do whatever, and they're the ones
Oh, wow.
transferring the disease,
Right.
Yeah, we don't hear a lot about that down here. I didn't even know that.
Well,
So yeah, they want to have their weddings, they want to have this, and it's just like you're just absolutely violating.
Well, I saw
procedure,
yesterday, I
and
think, on something where they were breaking up one of the funerals, and there was just so many of them, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? How is this even allowed?
When one does, it's a rabbi.
Uh-huh.
If it's a rabbi, there's thousands of people that come.
Right. Wow.
We have a AAA team, baseball team right in their town, Lakewood Blue Claws. They literally take over the parking lot. They have their own things going on, and they're violating all the orders, and it's tough to watch, and we'll never stop the spread if they don't do their part.
Right.
They feel that, Zion, God's going to protect us. We're immune to this. Meanwhile, we know exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
You're
there's
not immune.
immune pastors all over the country that didn't close their church that are dead now.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fine. Listen to me. They don't want to close their church. They don't have to close. What is wrong with the idiots that go to the church?
right.
The pastors and God. These people don't have half a freaking brain.
That's something our governor said that I really, really liked whenever he was saying we were going to slowly open stuff up. He goes, look, just because it's open doesn't mean you have to go. If you don't want to go, don't go. Just use good sense and wear a mask and keep your distance.
Oh, God, that's my dog. He's being very vicious tonight. Hold on, John. Hey, John.
Well, you
Hold on
got
one second.
3 dog lovers here.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
John, give her her anti-anxiety pill. My
Wait.
poor dog was just diagnosed with dementia. And she kind of is like hating on my husband right now. So anytime he walks by her, he goes to pick her up. She snarls at him.
Oh,
So
wow.
I vet just prescribed us anti-anxiety pills. Hold on one second.
That dog is in.
The whole family's on it.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Well,
Hold on.
That would be
You can have
funny.
two of those,
The
John,
pill
but
isn't for the dog; it's for the family.
Yeah, we have it. I told the vet, when I called the vet, I said, look, either you give my dog something or you give me something, one or the other, because we're going to kill each other. No, but getting back to the listen, this is what I don't understand. Where's people's common sense? Everybody took, and I'm going to say it, and I know where you stand, but the president was not saying to drink Clorox. And these idiots, even early on when somebody mentioned AC filters can stop the virus, and people are cutting them up and they're like ingesting AC filters. What is wrong with you people?
Oh, well, I didn't hear about the AC
And you
filter
got
thing.
Oh my God!
No, he didn't say to. He didn't say to drink it, but his question on whether or not it could be injected. I mean, that.
Well,
the funny thing is what he said. Listen to me. The funny thing is he said disinfectant, UV light. Ironically, there are under the skin injections that can be done.
Right. I've seen those.
I knew as a medical person where he was going, and I'm like, oh, here he goes. I know what he was trying to say, but people just take it and spin it. It's just stupid. It's just ludicrous.
Right.
It's just he should shut his mouth sometimes.
Yeah.
On business wise, you can't touch the man. Before this, and this is not on him. This
All right.
is on China, and China better have some form of whatever.
Right.
They should pay us back.
Yeah, they owe the whole world. If it turns out it's on them.
They really do. I was watching something on Italy today where the poor priest in a church, every pew had 3 coffins in it, and he's just giving blessing after blessing on top of each. And I'm like, it's just sad, and it's really hard. And like I said, I have friends that are screaming, "This is ridiculous. The virus isn't that bad." I'm like, you count your lucky stars, because I'm going now. My crews are just going to DOA. They're just showing up because people are now afraid to call to go to the ER. And we're having DOA after DOA and CPR. And I'm like, and now the rules come down, don't even do CPR. And it's just sad, where normally we would work these people up, and now we don't even go in.
Wow.
So,
well,
all I can tell you is wash your hands, wash your food when you come home. keep Lysol wipes in your car, wipe down your boxes, bring everything, leave it outside if you can, if it's non-perishable. Keep a can of Lysol outside by your front door and spray your shoes or right inside your door, and you're going to be fine. Wear your mask. Wear it. Even when it's open, I'm telling you, wear the mask.
All right.
Mm. Well, sis, I want to thank you. I miss you.
Sure. Miss you too, buddy.
Yeah.
Gary was up the other day. He's I'm redoing, because we redid the kitchen, so now we're redoing the bathroom. So Gary came up to weld some of my plumbing, and we were talking how we said, well, guess we're not going to the wedding. And I'm like, dude, I ain't getting on a plane. I ain't driving. I think he's gonna cancel.
Oh yeah, no, I actually did it a couple of weeks ago, but I reposted it a couple of times to make sure people got it, and I realized that you don't always look. So as far as my page or whatever, so I sent it directly to you today. And
yeah, I saw that today. I did see it today, and I'm on. But you know what? I don't stay on. Honestly, too many armchair politicians and too many armchair medical people. That these people are worried about Trump. I'm more worried about society because they're a bunch of fucking idiots.
Oh, I agree there. I 100% agree there.
We're all responsible for our own actions. If y'all follow, my priest tells me to jump off a bridge. I ain't jumping off the bridge.
No.
The president tells me to swallow Clorox. I ain't swallowing Clorox. There ain't nobody that's God.
But there's so many idiots in this country, though. There's so many.
Come on, sis. What would you have done? Let's say you were working the poison control, and I heard the president say today that I should drink Clorox. How should I do that?
Do I mix it with anything? Does it go good with Coke?
No. It's so funny because I'm the office manager and my crews want me to become the chief, and I don't. Well, first of all, I let my EMC lapse just this year, and I said, I'm too old to be getting on a rig. I ain't lifting no more stretches. And they're all pissed off because they want me to be chief. And I said, I can't be chief because I don't play well on the playground. I will tell a motherfucker off if they're stupid. If you're stupid, you're stupid.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So why can't you be chief because of that?
I don't have my EMT anymore. I let it expire, and I purposely let it expire.
Oh, okay. Well,
because I don't want to be, because I knew it was a possibility, and I don't play well on the playground. I call a spade, and, if you're stupid, you're stupid.
Well.
You want me to pass an order? Excuse me? You want me to do it? Oh, what? You don't want me to do CPR? Sorry. You pay my insurance on my card? I don't think so. No.
All right. Listen.
And the rules change every day for this. So, just stay on top of it. Follow the CDC guidelines the best I could tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
All right. So when...
All right, well, get back to your show. I'm sure people don't want to hear me talk.
Wait, when Gary was over, did you practice social distancing?
Oh.
We're family. We don't have to. Just like you are right now.
Yeah, but I know these guys.
And I know my brother.
Right.
And I know my brother.
I know. I'm giving you a hard...
Honestly, he did come in with a mask, and we told, John and I, in fact, I'm going next Tuesday to have my antibodies tested because whether or not, I don't know. There were days I felt like shit, but I couldn't tell if it was a sinus infection or not. So the town's sending us all for free to go get tested to see if we were exposed, and those that were exposed, if they're now immune to it. So.
All right. Well, that's cool.
The test ain't pretty.
Hey, I love you. I miss you. I wish you the best, and please stay safe.
Yes, you too.
All right. I'll talk
Sorry
to you.
about the weapon. We'll have to reschedule it.
It's okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, thanks for calling in.
All right, thanks. Sure, hon.
All right. So she's a Trump lover. I'm sorry, guys.
That's fine.
I liked her. She said the president should shut his mouth.
Yeah, well, yes. And here's the thing: just because you're a Trumper doesn't mean you agree with everything that comes out of his mouth.
Right.
So.
That's the problem I have with a lot of them is they do believe everything he says.
Hi, Jim
But,
Henderson.
yeah, no.
And Carlos. Carlos sent me a link to places where there are testing. I don't know if I'll look at that later. I'm not looking at that now.
Like I said, I have family members that are Trumpers, and I love them. We just don't talk politics when we're around each other. We don't comment on each other's posts. We comment on other stuff.
All right. Well, see, I have somebody on Facebook. We talked about this a couple times where they like animals, but they keep posting these things about animal cruelty.
All right. I hate that.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not for it or anything like that, but I don't... Okay, one guy posted apparently some countries view dogs as cattle. They eat them. And
well, yeah, they have a festival once a year, I think in China,
somewhere over
where
there,
they eat dogs.
and he was showing these animals, dogs in cages underneath that were alive, and then skinned carcass. And then there was another one where a dog had been abused, and I'm like, guys, listen, I get that, but I cannot see that.
Mm-mm.
I cannot see that. I just
and you can't do nothing about it.
And it I want to reach through the screen, and if I could cast a spell and kill them all, I would. But and it's not. And here's the thing: if I could affect change for that animal, I would in a heartbeat. But so you can like take a break from somebody for like 30 days. I did that. The first thing that I saw after the 30 days was another animal thing. I said, "You got to go." Right. So I unfriended them, and I just can't do it. You know what? And here's the thing: what is it about you that Here's the thing: I get that, but how are you feeling? Is it it's like these people that they break up or they get online. I must be a horrible person, or what?
Oh yeah,
the poor me stuff. And I get that you're feeling bad.
I'll never be loved. I'll never. Dude, it's been like 24 hours. Chill out, man.
And so I get how they're feeling. I get all that, but I can only take that for so long, And I know I get depressed and I'll post things on there, but I don't. Usually when I'm posting something like that, I'm on the edge. And so when I'm posting that, I do that as a commitment to myself to not do anything. And so, and I just post it and I let it go. I don't talk about it for days. I don't go hounding about it. I don't go, but also I figure other people are probably sharing the same thing. They're having the same issues. And who is that?
Teresa, she said, don't you dare apologize for her.
I didn't apologize. Oh, sis,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
You did. Yeah, you did.
I can't help it, sis. I love you. I love you. Don't disown me again. Well, again, they didn't never disown me, but they never disowned me. But we had things happen that. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now before I get disowned. So no, I don't know. This last month. Okay, so I work for a company that specializes in providing IT services to independent dental offices that can't really have their own IT department. They can't afford it. And so we're not a big company. And the boss was really cool about this. He let us all stay home. We worked, those of us that could do work from home as far as like some people were able to do stuff from their computer. They were to log in and so I hadn't set myself up for that yet, and I didn't want to try for fear of making a mistake. So for the most part, he paid me, with few exceptions where they had an emergency where they needed something fixed and you had to go out there. And the dentist I was going out to only did emergency appointments. And, people have things where they've got this tooth that's got to come out or something's happened or what have you. And so, but their equipment needed to work. And so you'd be called like this isn't working or internet's down or this is down or this isn't printing. And it sounds like it's a minor thing, but to them, to their business, it's not. And so I probably went out maybe 2-3 days a week, maybe, and I was out for about an hour or two, and then I would come home. But this guy paid us full. He paid us full for the entire time. Normally we get that plus mileage. I didn't feel comfortable charging him mileage because technically he paid me more for sitting still than I did anything. And I didn't really screw him over. And he at that time hadn't gotten a loan. So I don't know, that was before the first bout had gone through, and he didn't get it. So I don't know if he's got it now. But he has more likely to. He's got bankers and he's got accountants and all this. So I trust that he's probably gotten something. But he was very good about it. And so now next week we're open because the dentists here now are going to be open. They're starting to gear up. That makes me nervous. And the reason it makes me nervous is because it's kind of like walking into an ER. You don't go to an ER just to visit, okay? You go to an ER because you need to be there. And because it's people that are really sick are there, and because COVID is there, and chances are in the hospital, I think you have a greater chance of catching it or getting exposed to it there than you would if you didn't go. Same thing with doctors' offices. Well, if we start going to these doctors' offices, we got people that are ill. That now it's like going, I guess, to a retail. Hundreds of people coming, 100 people. So I guess I don't want unnecessary exposure. So I don't know what's changed from one day to the next so instantly. But I can do what I do. I got masks. I wash my hands. I do the best. I didn't do the Lysol thing. She's got a good point. Lysol, I didn't even think about that. But that's a good thing. And so you can spray your shoes and all. That makes sense. Perfect sense. So I'm actually might do that. Get Lysol by the door. But I have been nervous about that. I'm 53 years old. I'm diabetic. I have vertigo. I have all sorts of other issues, and 2 or 3 of them make me a candidate, a pre-existing condition for this, and so I get nervous about it, and but I can't not go. I've got to go. I don't want to lose my job. The guy's been very nice about it. A lot of people didn't have that luxury, and so for the most part, for 2 months, he's paid me to not do anything, or not do as much as he's paid me. I got to count my blessings.
All right.
Let's see here. Chris Nichols, I just recovered coming back from Anaheim in January. I was down for a whole month, March, and my friend Brandon Robinson died from it. Brandon was only 34 years. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Chris.
Yeah, so sorry about.
And that's that's the other thing. You have people saying that you once they've gotten hospitalized, they can't be visited. They've limited visitation, and people are dying alone and all that. I don't want to focus on all that, but I know it's a big deal for a lot of people. But I'm hoping the government's right. I'm hoping we're able to do this right. But the problem is we're dealing with people, and people don't always do things the way they're supposed to.
No, common sense has been extinct for quite some time.
Right.
So on the way to Steve's, I was looking off the side of the highway, and I passed Applebee's, and the parking lot was dead. And Furr's, there was no cars in Furr's parking lot. Applebee's had like 3 or 4. When we go to Enchiladas, and normally Friday nights they're fucking packed.
Right.
So when they open the window and hand me my food, I look in, and there's one couple on the patio, and the dude's got a mask, but it's hanging from one ear because he's eating.
Right.
But there wasn't very many cars in the parking lot there still.
When you went to Enchiladas, how many in Enchiladas just had one person there?
Now in the patio area, because that's where they opened the window at to give me the food, there was one couple in there. Now, how many were sitting on the inside of the dining room? There was 10 or 12 cars. There were some in the back and a few in the front. So there was probably...
Most of those are probably employees.
Yeah, a lot of them could have been employees, right. So there was not a lot of people there.
It seemed like last weekend when they opened, one city opened earlier. I can't remember the name of the city.
Hollyville?
Yeah. And it's kind of like people flock there as a fuck you to the state. You know what I mean? I'm going to go. Now that there's more places open and at 25% of capacity, I still agree. I think people are, you've got kids, you've got elderly people, I think people are going to think twice before they actually do these things.
Yeah. I went to the grocery store this morning and was not following guidelines because I didn't wear a mask, and at the point in the morning I could have cared less. But then again, I didn't do what I was supposed to be doing, and I should have. But one of those.
Yeah. So my sister was talking to one of her clients who's a doctor, and the doctor was going off about the whole shutdown situation, and nothing ever should have been shut down. They're screwing up the economy. They should this. And so sometime during the conversation, my sister asked him, well, I guess since the restrictions are lifted, are you going anywhere special this weekend? Oh, no, I'm not going anywhere. No, it's just too soon. It's too soon. But it was a hoax. He didn't say hoax, but it was overblown. It was this. But oh no, I'm not going anywhere.
Right, and that's the thing.
It shouldn't be shut down, but he's not going to go. But it's okay for us to go.
And that one of the things that tells me the government is really aware of how iffy this is because they're not forcing the schools to. Not that there's much time left in the school year, but they really don't want to risk people's kids. And there's nothing quicker to get you run out of office for you to take a risk with somene's children.
This is true, and they're also not opening D.C.
So the bottom line is it's very easy to risk the lives of adults, I guess. And I get it. We can't be cooped up forever. People were running out of money. The government certainly wasn't helping anybody get money. Remember when they first started talking about stimulus, it was going to be like a reoccurring thing. Yeah. It was going to be a couple payments. Then it boiled down to one payment. And the president said, oh, wouldn't people like to get a big fat check with the president's name on it? $1,200 is not a big fat check, but okay. And I understood what he wanted, the marketing aspect of it. And
I don't think anybody cared whose name was on it.
Did you guys get letters in the mail from the president?
We did get letters. I laughed so hard when I got out. I'm like, oh my God, because we had direct. He had to make sure we got some. It's like he's. I don't know if this part is campaigning thing, look, I gave you money.
I think
it's not his money. It's our fucking money, man.
And that was his way of sending it without having to pay for it because he sent it as a thank you letter or it's on its way. It's Donald Trump. And it was his way of doing it without having to pay for it through a campaign thing. So I get it. And same thing with the checks. When his name's on the check, that's his way of getting his name out there without having to pay because it's going through the Treasury. Who knows? It's like the people that when they get reelected, they'll use their government. They have a government stamp or prepaid thing on their envelope, and don't know what they call it. But when they send stuff out, they don't pay. It's billed to. It's part of their job. So when it comes from the Congress or office of the congressman or what have you, it tends to have a little more oomph to it. But also the free postage and all that stuff.
Wait, free postage from the post office that they want to shut down?
Yeah.
The same.
Oh yeah.
Same
Have you seen the commercials for that though? Oh, your post. No offense, but I've had quite a few fuck ups from the post office.
Yeah, I'm dealing with one now.
And they can't. They can't. Here's the thing. I get where you are, and I believe me, I can't imagine just not. I certainly don't want this to be farmed out to a third party because I frankly don't trust them. But you guys need to learn customer service. You got to get customer service. And what's your issue with them?
Oh, my missing box of game cards and my missing masks. Neither have showed up.
Well, the mask I ordered said they wouldn't be here till the middle of May.
So that was yours. Mine said they would be here, and
you still haven't received any of the stuff you ordered.
Nope.
Is that on the post office or is that on the people you ordered from?
I'm not sure. I think it's a little bit of both. And even the guy I talked to the other day about the game cards, I said, hey, I'll split it with you. Just split the cost with me. Give me half as a refund. You keep the other half. We're both happy. Oh, can't do that. Have to do. And it's like, oh, shit. But I talked to the post office today, and they were like, yeah, if it didn't have, your unit number on it, it would automatically go back as insufficient address. And so they automatically would send it back. So he either A, hasn't received it, B, didn't send it, or C, combination of one or two.
But see, here's the thing, though. They have those contingencies as a means to not be responsible.
Oh, yeah.
So it could have. And since you can't swear what was on that you have no leg to stand on. You're screwed.
Yeah.
And so unless the company you order it from is a stand-up company willing to send more, which these are now worth value.
Yeah.
That's it. But if it's FedEx or whatever, or they have a little more. Yeah, they
tracking devices,
and you can insure it and all this other stuff. Yeah. And I don't know, but the post office really, they need to be. They really need to learn customer service. Yeah, well, I would like them to be polite when I come to the window and when I need to talk to them.
I would like to be able to find my postman or have a regular postman like we did back years and years and years ago.
You'd know your guy that came to the door.
Yeah, you know who it was.
Yeah, we wave at ours. Ours waves. I just saw him yesterday. He pets my dogs. We leave him a Christmas card with cash in it every year.
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. Wait. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Whoops. Should have told him that he's going to be at your mailbox.
Right. Yeah, we take care of our guy.
That last
he's
check
really nice
bounced.
guy.
Could you cover it? Hey, Jesse would like to know what game of cards.
It's an expansion pack for Cards Against Humanity.
So I
saw on Facebook today an ad for Cards Against Avengers, but then it said something about liking thick girls from Wakanda, but it was spelled THICC. 2 C's instead of CK, because we had a problem with the
things were
the
off
Disney
center.
ones. They were a little off center, and you'd run across the occasional spelling mistake. Because none of these are the official cards; these are put out by secondary people to go along.
So they're
with
counterfeit. The bottom line is they're counterfeit, and they're getting the same money.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah.
I wouldn't mind paying. If I just don't know how you would know for sure what's what anymore.
Well, I read I was going to get the Game of Thrones ones, or it was the Star Wars ones I was reading, and I was reading the reviews, and a lot of the complaints were the same: off-center, misspelling. And the Star Wars ones, they said they used a lot of characters that were not the main characters, some obscure characters from all the movies, and so they wasn't real happy with that.
See,
either.
One of the things I had a problem with all these little franchises that we have were obviously they're not gay orientated, and so they would have heterosexual innuendo or notation connotations to them, and it would just be a turnoff. I mean, it's like this isn't funny,
right? Well, see, some of them I think are funny because they're just for the shock factor for us. But
for the shock factor, yeah.
His roommates, when we played with them, they looked at it and anything that was straight, they're like, "Oh, nope, not picking that."
Even though it may have been funnier than what
they actually picked, they just automatically dismissed it. Same with any cards about drugs or anything that was slightly racist. So if it said Jews or KKK or something, they just automatically nope. And
Right.
like this
Right.
is what the game is about. It's shocking. It's funny. It's against humanity. It's not something you approve of. You're not saying you approve of this by picking this in a game.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny,
But they're slightly different than you and I and PJ and Junior.
they're different for most people. I know.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, moving out of that conversation.
So, but yeah, it was, those things are okay, but you need a group of people. Junior won't play them. He played Monopoly and quit on us.
Mm-hmm.
He will play Yahtzee. It's not too bad. What else did we played Clue. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But I think the easiest one for everybody is Yahtzee. No brain thought there for. But then we go to you for the calculator. So, but yeah, it was let's see. We've been on for a while now.
Let's say I add dice real fast, guys. I'm not smart. I just add dice real fast for anybody.
Yeah, he was a gambler.
I'm not Sheldon.
That's funny. Well, we're gonna call this to a close, I think.
Okay.
So what do you got coming up this week?
Fuck, man. We're going to go get a truckload of dirt. The back right corner in the backyard, the ground kind of slopes
Where
down
the
by
dogs
the fence.
are?
Right. So we're going to fill it in with dirt, and then we're going to get a pallet of grass. So I'm going to be spreading dirt, hauling dirt, spreading dirt, and putting down grass
Spreading
this
shit
week.
and hauling grass.
And
hauling grass.
And I still need to do the flower beds in the front. We got some border around it that's metal, and it's rusted.
For his place?
No, Mom. And she wants it dug up, new border put. Actually, she wants all that dirt dug out of there because none of the flowers and stuff she plants there grows. The bushes are fine, but none of the flowers she plants there will grow.
Is it shaded?
It is shaded.
Okay.
See, your mom was kind enough last week to let us come over, and I know it's a big deal because you've got nieces, young kids in your family, and we socialize all the time. I think we all know where each other has been. Not a good thing, but and I can't. Usually in the past when you've had people over, she goes. And obviously that can't happen right now. And even if you did, you probably don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
But she was very, very nice about it and very kind about it, except for telling us cursing. What's your language? Which is fine.
Yes, that wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Mom, if you're watching.
And then that day, Junior called and told on you.
What the fuck, man?
Remember,
snitches get stitches.
Where were we? We were going to get his oil changed, and we went to the car dealership, and they're doing the same thing. It was a couple. We had an appointment, but even then, it took 2 hours, and the car dealership isn't close, and they only drop you off 15 miles from where they are. We're more than 15 miles from that, and so we were leaving from there, and we were gonna grab a bite to eat, and so he calls you. And you're mowing your lawn. You're getting ready to mow lawn. You're getting ready to do things. And so he didn't get an invite.
No, he called and asked. He said, "Where is a park close to here? We would like to sit outside and eat our lunch."
That's what I'm talking about with regards to the communication earlier.
Okay, but that's what he told me.
He left the conversation and he said, "Well, let's just go over there." I said, "You can't do that." I said, "The man's, you can't." I said, "Well, fine. I'll call him back." And your mom answers your phone. And so forever going forward, this is going to be he's called and told on you. And he says, we called him a minute ago and he didn't invite us over. And she says, "What?" "Yeah, we've got some lunch here and we're stuck on this end of town. We just wanted a place to go." "Oh, y'all can come over. It's okay." But here's what she said. She says, "Maybe it's because I had the mop out and the vacuum cleaner in the living room and he thought that I didn't want anybody." You would have think someone was, "You know what? I thank you for the offer, but we won't." I felt so bad being there. This poor guy. Well, first, it's not a really big backyard to mow. The front yard is big, and your brother had done that already. But
the backyard is actually harder to do than
because
the
it's
front.
awkward. Because it's awkward.
Yeah, because it's awkward.
But here we are. This poor guy is like doing the grunt work, right? And so we come in and we sit down and we had stopped off at one a Sonic to get drinks. And then on the way there, he had already drank his. And he says, "Well, I need to stop off at another Sonic to get more." I said, "Well, then you should at least order something for him." Okay. And so then he orders a sandwich the way he likes it. And then, because I think you told him you'd already eaten. And your brother was there. And so he said, would you like it? And so your brother ate it. But Junior had ordered it for the way he liked it, and the off chance, hopefully, that you weren't going to eat it.
Right. So that's just it. As far as ordering a burger like that, I'll eat it anyway. I don't care if it has mustard or ketchup or all three, or
But you had just eaten. You had said you were.
I did. I stopped. Just left his house to go home to work on the yard, and I was going to start the pork shoulders that night. Mm-hmm. So I stopped. I think maybe McDonald's.
I think that's what you told me, or somewhere.
Yeah, I think I got a sandwich from McDonald's and a coffee.
Had a McCoffee.
Yeah, a McLatte.
So anyway,
I wish vanilla.
I genuinely need to send like a thank you note to your mom or something, because she really put up with us, and I felt so bad I really felt out of place being there. Yeah. I think you noticed it because I was not that I wasn't happy, but I felt like, you know what I mean? You've invited yourself over, and when I was a kid, my parents just, that was frowned upon.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we live in New Jersey, right? Freehold, New Jersey, a little house. The people next door had an above ground pool. Nice lady, and I was always allowed over only if she asked, right? And so I'm walking. I'm saying, so I would go over. Listen, can you invite me over? She said, sure, but can you tell my mom? Not tell my mom I asked you, because she won't let me come over. But my mom's hearing me through the window. So I keep waiting for the phone to ring. I think, here's the ring. So the phone rings. Oh, okay. And she said, she let me go. She says, I heard every word you said. I said, huh? Through the window. So who is it? Who is this?
Sorry, we're closed. Hello?
Yes, Jesse.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Where's Keith at?
I'm right here.
Keith? I'm right here.
Keith, you suck.
What, who? Wait a minute.
Hey, Chris, what's going on, bitch?
You suck, big donkey dick.
This is little Chris, y'all. He's a straight bitch from Georgia. Well, actually, he's from here, but now he lives in Georgia. He's a housewife.
This is Jesse Smith or Jessica Smith.
Well, Jesse's his wife. Oh. She's in the Navy. She's she's pretty badass. She's pretty badass.
He has a butch wife that's in the Navy.
Right, and he's a little hoe that sits at home.
He's eating bonbons and watching soaps all day.
You got 3 great kids, man. What's up, Chris? What you doing, man? Huh?
Here?
Yeah, I can hear a little bit back there in the background.
Okay, guys, stop.
That's a dad for you. Shut up.
Nothing. I'm just calling in to see what you Girth and Mirth are doing.
Oh, man, we just sitting around here talking about gay shit, how we can turn all the straight guys.
Well, no, you can't do that.
You'd be surprised.
That sounds like a challenge.
You'd be surprised. We know Bill Cosby's secret.
I heard y'all talk about. I thought I'd call in because y'all wasn't paying attention to me on the live chat at YouTube. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna call in.
Oh yeah, we're on the live chat on Facebook.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not even looking at the YouTube stuff. I'm looking at the Facebook. My bad. I can't look at both at the same time. I'm
sorry about that.
You got 2 eyes.
One phone.
Anyway, so what were you saying that we missed?
Hey, Chris, this right here is my fiance. We got engaged last week. We're going to get married. Maybe you can meet my husband one day. Well, thank you.
He looks kind of little for you.
Oh.
I was dating Junior the last time. Well, I don't know. Last time I talked to you in person.
Well, he was bigger until we put him in the dryer.
He shrunk in the dryer.
That thing straight in the dryer in cold water, right?
Yep.
Right.
Cold water.
So how are things in
cold
Georgia?
water is a whole other problem.
You're back open in Georgia. What's going on, man?
Over here?
Yeah. He's out in the country. He's so far away from everybody. It's.
I can see y'all aren't doing the distance thing, the social distancing. So
no, here we're not. See, this from the time this all started, me and Steve has been hanging out with Junior and PJ, and we've just limited it to everything we do. We just do as a group. Usually we're here playing games or something. They actually came over and swam last weekend. but we're only interacting with this one group and not out doing a lot of crazy stuff.
Bunch of damn gay guys gonna fuck it up for everybody. You watch.
Yeah, well, you know, all the pastors and televangelists already blamed it on us anyway. You know, we caused the hurricanes, we caused the fires, the mass shootings, the viruses. Australia almost burned to nothing, and it was all because of gays.
I know. I mean, damn. I don't want to cuss too much because I know y'all are doing a live feed on YouTube and they may.
Oh, no. You can cuss all you want. It's the internet.
It's the internet. We can cuss. Just don't pull your shit out.
I'm a fucking sailor. Don't tell me to cuss as much as I want.
I thought your wife was the sailor.
He tried it. Well, I'll let him tell the story. He was an MP.
That's where we met. We were both in the Navy. We met in the Navy.
Yeah.
And you arrested her.
He was a snitch, and she wasn't. And
well, I won't go into how I arrested her, but yeah, she got tied up in me, so.
Where is she there? Can we talk to her, get her side of the story?
No, I'm lying.
Oh, you're lying.
Yeah.
She might kick my ass.
Right.
We know who. I guess we know who wears the pants in that family. Oh man.
So, little Chris, me and Chris had some real adventures back in the day. Some real that, you know, when we get
Chris,
together.
you and I will have to talk later.
We get together and you remember those time moments, and there's a lot of stuff from times we don't remember, but one will remember, but not the other. But
Yeah, we'll have to talk later.
Right.
All right. Hey, thanks for calling.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, thanks for calling. We're fixing to get off the air, man. But I'll holler at you later. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta go put the kids in bed.
All right, bud.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good evening. Bye.
All right, you too. Bye.
Okay. Here.
So when he first found out I was gay, he called and he's like, "What the fuck, you faggot motherfucker? Why didn't you fucking tell me you were gay?"
You know what? Somehow I started a walk and I didn't mean to.
I do that sometimes too, and it says no activity or something, or like, fuck, you're walking
8
really
hours.
slow. Dude.
677 calories in 8 hours. That's not right.
I'd say I only got 295 steps today, but I didn't put this thing on.
103.46 mile walk.
Just around the house.
I just don't even know. All right, guys. Hey, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. This is Girth Mirth Bears Podcast on PJ and Friends Radio Network. Please take a moment to like us on Facebook. Go to our website, Girth Mirth Bears Podcast, or pjandfriends.com, which will lead you to both. Follow us on YouTube as well. Please share, invite, and like friends to this page so we can increase our audience. And you guys have a great week. Be safe. And you're going back to work next week for 2 days, aren't you? Okay. Anyway, so before we start the show up again, I will talk to you guys later.
All right.
You're listening to Girth and Mirth Bears on the PJ and Friends Radio Network, Dallas, Texas.